Welcome to Talking with the Principal. I'm Ron Strumensky, principal of Wakefield High School, and it's good to have you with us once again. I want you to picture, if you can, if you've ever been to Foxborough Stadium, the mass of humanity that occupies a football stadium. Let's say 50,000 people. Now, if you can, in your imagination, picture 10 stadia, which would represent 500,000 people. And let's double that again. You have any idea how many people that represents? Well, that isn't enough to really get the true picture of what 1.1 million people looks like in one place. My guest from Wakefield High School student body is Catherine Gehron. And the reason that I ask you to picture 1.1 million people is because Catherine Gehron was one of 1.1 million students last April who entered the National Merit Scholarship Test. Catherine, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Did you know there were 1.1 million students who took the qualifying test?
I knew it was a lot, but...
There were 1.1 million, and Catherine finished in the top 15,000. How's your math?
How is it?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
What percentage would that be? 15,000 out of 1.1 million? It's a very minuscule percentage, isn't it, of 1.1 million? And as a result, Catherine is a semifinalist in the National Merit Scholarship Competition. And she's my guest today, and we're going to chat with Catherine to find out what makes a National Merit Scholarship semifinalist tick and what she thinks about in relation to school and lots of other things. Can you remember the day of the test, Catherine?
Mm-hmm.
Did you prepare for it?
I had a computer program at home. I did some stuff on it the week before.
But generally speaking, they say it isn't easy to prepare for a test like that.
No, I mean, you either know it or you don't. You can't, like, you can prepare for the kind of questions they're going to ask, but you can't prepare for, like, the test itself. You can't study for it. Yeah.
What kinds of questions are there on a test like this?
Well, it's divided into the math and the verbal sections, and the math questions are pretty basic. They're algebra and simple geometry, and then the verbal questions, they're like vocabulary, reading comprehension. So.
What happens now? You're a National Merit semifinalist.
Mm-hmm.
You're announced nationwide, as are the other 15,000 students. What makes you a semifinalist, and what do you have to do now to be a finalist?
To be a semifinalist, they take the scores you got on your PSATs your junior year, they take math and double the English, they add that up, and they get what's called a selection index. And in the state of Massachusetts, they take, like, every state has a different cutoff selection index, and like in Massachusetts, it'll be like this number, and if you get that number or higher, you go on to be a semifinalist. And if you're a semifinalist, they continue that, and like 7,000 get to be finalists.
So the next step is an announcement of 7,000 out of the 15,000,
Mm-hmm.
which is a pretty good number, almost half. And what's going to happen if you are selected out of that 15,000 and become one of the 7,000?
I don't really know. Some of the 7,000 get announced as National Merit Scholars, and they're the ones who get the money. And then the other ones are just finalists, I think.
So a percentage then of the 7,000 will in fact receive college scholarships.
Right. That money is usually given to kids who have parents who work in the sponsor companies. So.
And? Are you going to qualify with one of those companies?
No, I don't think so.
But there are some who do not.
Yeah.
And we're kind of hoping that
we'll see.
We'll see. But it is a tremendous honor, as you can see from the percentage of students who actually achieve that. And as you are able to submit that with your college applications, I can tell you that admissions counselors and admissions people look very fondly upon those students who achieve the level of achievement on the testing that you have. So you're certainly to be congratulated for that. Let's talk a little more about Catherine Gehron, the student in Wakefield High School, and let folks know a little bit more. What sorts of things are you into outside of class?
I was a drum major of the marching band this year.
And congratulations are due.
Thank you.
To the marching band, and if you had an opportunity to see them in competition, in that 5-star competition at Landrigan Field, which I did, Wonderful performance.
I'm an editor of the school paper, and I'm in the National Honor Society, and I run indoor and outdoor track, and I take piano lessons. So.
And you achieve at the level you're achieving at. Now, lots of parents are watching, and hopefully some students are watching, but there may be some parents of middle school and elementary school students watching this program, and I hope that they are. And they're listening to you, and they're hearing that you are the top scorer in this high school in your class on the merit scholarship, that you've achieved straight A's in the first 3 years, and you still have time to be involved in marching band, indoor and outdoor track, National Honor Society, and I know for a fact that you've been involved in a lot of service projects along the way. How do you get that into a day? How do you do it? What kind of things can
You have, like,
parents
10
look? How can
schedules.
parents and kids look at you and say, "How can I do that?"
It's all time management.
How do you do it?
I spend like half an hour every day like doing organizational stuff, like scheduling. It's just, I mean, like I have a crazy schedule, but like I like the stress. It pushes me.
Do you work well under pressure?
Yes, very well.
Do you actually sit down and schedule your time out for the week on a weekly basis? Or do you get up early in the morning and say, I've got X number of hours today, I know that,
Yeah,
and I've got to do this, this, and this? Is that what you do?
pretty much. I have a monthly calendar, and then I wake up every morning and I like review everything I have for the day. Like I look at my calendar, see what I have, and fit my homework in whenever I can.
We start school in Wakefield High School. You have to be here at 7:30. What time does your day start?
Around 6, I'd say.
Breakfast?
Yeah,
Every day?
every morning.
There are those who say that if you're going to be successful, you best have a good breakfast. You
I can't
subscribe to that?
I can't function without breakfast.
You advocate it.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
So you lay it out, you do some reviewing, you come to school, typical day, 1:48, the tone goes off. Where's Kathleen Gehron?
Well, during the fall, I had marching band. If it was after school, I'd go straight there, come home at 5, get my homework done. Like, I have a lot of homework, and then in addition to that, I have organizational things for like some of the groups I'm involved in. I have music lessons. I try to go to bed on time.
Tell us about the courses you're carrying this year, and what's the average amount of homework one would have to do with the courses that you're in. Tell us what you're taking.
I take AP Government.
Which means what? For those who don't know what AP Government is.
Advanced Placement Government, it's a college course. Like AP courses are college courses. Taking AP Government, AP English, AP Calculus, and AP Biology.
So you're carrying 4 advanced placement courses and marching band. At 5 o'clock when marching band practice is over, which is over 3 hours after school is out and you're involved, you do your homework before dinner? 5 o'clock?
I usually go home and eat right away, so. Like, I have to wait for everyone to leave after marching band. So, by the time I get home, it's usually like 5:30.
It's part of your responsibilities
Yeah.
to stay, make sure things, as drum major. How much homework does 4 AP courses require, on the average?
Per night, I'd say, it depends on the night. I mean, I'd say my schedule this year is not as bad as it was like last year.
Was
I think
harder
I think
last
I
year?
actually, I don't know if I could say it was harder, but I think I got more busy work last year. I think last year I'd have an average of 3 hours of homework a night, at least.
And this year it's less? It's more concentrated?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, it's not easier this year, but it's just not as much like assignments all the time. I think last year I was more bombed.
So you're dealing with longer range type things this year?
Yeah, I would say so. It's more like preparation for the AP tests. Like since they're AP college classes, the teachers give us the responsibility of preparing for the AP tests.
What are AP tests for those of you who are watching again?
An AP test it's a test to see how well you did in that class that year, how much you learned, and it's scored from a 1 to a 5. And a 5 or 4 usually earns a college credit, meaning that a student can place out of that course in college, and then 3s sometimes place out, and then a 2 or a 1 would probably not qualify you to do that.
would you get college credit, or would they just give you a buy on that course? In other words, you're taking AP Government. Would they give you college credit to the college of your choice, or would you not have to just get a buy on the course if they require it?
I am under the impression that most colleges, you just skip that class and go on to the
So you would have
next one.
fulfilled the requirement
Exactly,
at that
yes.
first level
Right.
by passing the AP test. I'm sure folks are dying for me to ask you where you're thinking of going to school.
I was planning on applying early decision to Cornell, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to do that. I've had some flip-flopping between Yale and Cornell. I'm not really sure, but probably Cornell.
What interests you in those two schools?
I like math, and I like science, especially like physical science. And I like to write. Like, I'd really like to become some kind of a writer.
And Cornell had the kind of program that...
Yeah, it's really strong in science.
How do you equate the writing with the science? Are you going to be a science writer?
Maybe.
Kind of fit. Those are usually students who do well in writing and in the verbal end don't like science, and vice versa. You're kind of an unusual hybrid in that respect.
I like different parts of every subject. I can't really limit myself to say I like just subject X. I've always liked English class. I've always liked science. I've always liked math, and even social studies. I haven't been as keen on that, but I've still liked it.
It's just as difficult to be good in everything as it is not to be good in anything. It makes it very difficult to know what direction to go in. When you go off to school now, you go into a liberal arts program.
Yeah, that's
Gives
exactly what I don't know, so I'm probably going to do liberal arts.
Brothers and sisters at home?
Younger brother.
Younger brother?
Yep.
What grade is he in?
He's a sophomore. He's 15.
Does it make it a little difficult for him to be walking behind you as a sophomore when he goes into class and say, "You Katie's brother"?
I mean, he's his own person. You know.
Doesn't mind being...
He's a totally separate individual from me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Katie, we all wish you the best of luck. And
Thank
before we sign off, where are we in terms of MICA competitions at this point?
Well, Marching Man ended last Sunday when we got our gold medal at Framingham. And
So it's over now for the year?
yeah,
There
no-
are no more competitions coming?
we have a couple more football games, no more competitions. We're going to Washington in April, and we're going to compete there.
That sounds exciting,
So-
and we're all going to look forward to seeing you as drum major at the Thanksgiving Day football game, which is home this year. Katie, thanks for being with me.
Thank you.
And thank you for tuning in to Talking with the Principal, and we'll see you again real soon.